Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Hold up, did Meek Mill really force Nicki Minaj into having freak-offs with him and Diddy Child? Y'all might want to get a chair for this one, because Nicki Minaj just stepped into the chat and revealed the disturbing details about why she decided to run away from Diddy after just a few months of him being her manager. According to her, Diddy tried to recruit her into becoming one of his industry for his freak-off parties, but she turned it down, and this really pissed him off. In fact, Jaguar Wright seemingly confirmed this not too long ago when she claimed Nicki lived in fear of Diddy for a very long time because he tried to coerce her into being one of his freak-off assets at the start of her career. Unfortunately for Nicki, she wasn't free from him for much longer, because right after she and Meek started dating, Meek sent her right back to Diddy, and she was forced to witness and partake in some very sinister things. Jaguar even went as far as to claim that Nicki is the one who leaked the audio of Meek screaming for his life while getting pounded by Diddy, and that she has a tell-all documentary that never got released because Diddy and Meek pulled some strings to stop it from ever coming out. Now, for those of y'all who don't know what's going on, Nicki Minaj was recently dragged into this whole mess with Diddy and Meek after people discovered that she's in a lot more of this drama than we initially thought. It all started after Meek was incriminated in an incel lawsuit filed against Diddy by music producer Elrod Lurrod, alleged in his lawsuit that Diddy had several boy toys in the industry that he would often sleep with in exchange for favors, and allegedly Meek and Usher were a couple of them. Now, Lil Rod didn't explicitly mention Meek and Usher's names, but he gave a detailed description about them that made it a little too easy to point out who he was talking about. He described Meek as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki, and described Usher as a male R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. Now, I don't think I need to tell y'all this, but Meek is definitely a rapper from Philadelphia, and he dated Nicki Minaj from 2015 to 2017. Usher also just had a very successful Vegas residency, which reportedly grossed over $100 million, and he did in fact perform at the Super Bowl this year. So as you can already imagine, this immediately sent the internet into a frenzy, and people aided both Meek and Usher's social media pages, demanding for them to address these allegations. Usher much ignored all the commotion, but Meek, on the other hand, was spiraling on Twitter and fighting off everybody and they mama who dared to question his sexuality. I would trash any celebrity if they tried a wild move on me. No pics, literally go crazy on them. That's all. I'm from Philly, man. All my guys always watch me around this wild industry. Every black blog site enhanced that post to make me seem gay. I change laws for our people. I donate millions. They're designed to destroy the image of black leaders. It can't work with me, though. You really got to me, and I will still get bigger after death. This God, not me. Meek continued, I'm from Philly. I don't do or freaky ass Molly. Nobody won't even offer me, because I'm that heavy. No man or why would ever approach me about no gay activity, and the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog, like they know how I'm coming. Lol. Unfortunately for Meek, none of these paragraphs he types were enough to save him from what was about to come out, because just a few minutes after this rant, an extremely disturbing audio of Meek getting pounded by Diddy leaked on social media, and this pretty much confirmed to everybody that he was in fact Diddy's boy toy. You're probably going to think I'm exaggerating when I say this, but Meek was literally screaming at the top of his lungs, and it sounded like he was one breath away from literally losing consciousness. But Diddy didn't care and still had that man bent over, pounding his cheeks. Despite there not being any visual proof that it was Meek and Diddy, a lot of people believed it because it sounded exactly like him. Not only that, but people also brought up this old video of Meek in the pool at Diddy's house with his butt slightly curved up, as if he was trying to ease some pain or something, while Diddy recorded him and congratulated him for putting in that work.
What's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't stop there, because it was also later revealed that the audio was leaked by Diddy's ex-bodyguard. According to the bodyguard, the incident happened a few years ago at one of Diddy's parties.
Spike, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I heard struggling to take. I heard being like, yeah, daddy, like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling, like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this because I was like, this Diddy bitch.
Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion.
Now this is where things get even more spicy, because just when we thought we had uncovered the entire truth about this case, Jaguar stepped into the chat and revealed that the audio was actually leaked by Nicki Minaj back when she was with Meek. Jaguar even went as far as detailing the exact location that the freak-off party happened that night. She claims that Nicki didn't release this audio earlier because she was scared that Diddy would attack her, but since everything is out now, she decided to secretly leak the audio. Jaguar also claimed that the ex-bodyguard who initially said he recorded it was PID by Nicki's team to take the blame so that the leak wouldn't be traced back to Nicki.
And then milk running the ramp, talking about expensive pain in his ass.
Wait, this is Philly you're talking about now. Wait a minute, Jack.
Fuck me.
Wait a minute.
He's a fucking Fruit Loop. He Diddy-fied.
This is Philly.
He's a deep fried period. He Diddy-fied. He Diddy-fried. He the Diddy do our bop. Fuck me. Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek. She just wasn't gonna tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
So then who's the guy who's claiming he recorded it?
Oh, somebody that got paid?
Yeah, he said like I was standing
somebody
outside the
that
door.
got paid.
Yeah.
Now, even though what Jaguar is saying might sound wild to some of y'all, that actually makes a lot of sense, because if y'all remember, Nicki kind of hinted at Meek being DL some years ago on her Queen radio show, while going off on the people who were telling her she should have stayed with Meek instead of marrying Kenneth Petty.
Money can't, and a lot of, I ain't gonna say no names, but a lot of these people that y'all want me to be with, be fake on the low gay, be mentally and physically and verbally, be haven't eaten.
And if y'all remember, she and Soulja Boy were on IG Live Together just about a year ago, when she randomly decided to ask Soulja if he could name some of the DL rappers. People speculate that she was talking about Meek in particular in this live.
I think it's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry.
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no. We don't know about that.
Okay. Because I do.
You said what?
Oh, I said I do.
What makes this entire situation even worse is that after Meek was done getting pounded by Diddy, he would come home and take all that anger and frustration out on Nicki to make up for his damaged ego.
Like, that's why I'm, like, maybe some people would describe me as abrasive or bitchy or whatever, because I vowed from that age, no man would ever me, call me out my name, treat me like that. And then all of a sudden, that was my life. Like, I let one human being make me so low that, like, I didn't even remember who I was. I was scared to get in the studio. Like, I didn't believe in myself.
In fact, back in 2021, Nicki was supposed to release her highly anticipated tell-all documentary on HBO Max, but it suddenly got scrapped even after Nicki made an entire announcement and dropped a teaser for it. According to reports, the documentary was going to detail all of her life from 2015 to present, and that would include some very messy details about her past relationship with Meek, and why she dropped Diddy as her manager after just a few months.
What's up, y'all? It's Onika Tanya Mirage, and I'm very excited to finally share with you guys that my docuseries is coming to HBO Max. And it's going to give you guys a raw, unfiltered look at my personal life and my professional journey. And I can't wait to share it with you. Make sure you guys follow HBO Max HBO Max Pop and Bronze Studios to keep updated on everything that's going on. I'll see you soon.
Now for those of y'all who didn't know Nicki was managed by Diddy for a brief amount of time just after the release of her highly successful debut album, Pink Friday. But she dropped him just after a couple months and never looked back at the time they tried to cover it up by saying she dropped him because he wasn't hands-on in her career, but people were not buying it. People believe that Diddy probably tried to introduce Nicki to some of these freak-off sessions he was having, but she wasn't feeling it, and just when we thought this whole mess couldn't get any worse, people also found out that Meek was one of the reasons why the documentary never came out. Apparently, he knew Nicki was going to spill some tea about him and Diddy, especially since his alleged freak-off parties with Diddy were a huge part of the reason they broke up. So he decided to file a cease and desist against Nicki to remove all contents about him and his affiliates from the documentary. And of course, we cannot forget how Nicki literally hinted at wanting to take Cassie away from Diddy. Back in 2010, she released her collaboration with Usher called Lil Freak. And in the song, she said something about wanting to take Cassie from Diddy. She rapped, "I'm plotting on how I can take Cassie away from Diddy." Some people argued at the time that she meant she just wanted to take Cassie away from Diddy in a romantic way, since her entire verse of the song was about how she was bisexual. However, two things can be true at the same time, and people believe she was hinting at Diddy mistreating Cassie too, cause mind you, Nicki and Cassie used to be really close some years ago, so she definitely knew what was going on, but just like everybody else was too afraid to say it. A lot of people found this suspicious, because if he truly had nothing to hide, then why was he scared of what Nicki was going to reveal in that documentary? This also explains why she never released or talked about it much. Since then, the industry made sure to stop her from saying anything. And since she knew she couldn't say anything, she decided to secretly leak that audio. As usual, people had their own thoughts about this, like this person, who said, reading the look on Meek's face while he's in the pool and Diddy telling him, "You put in the work, daddy." Meek nods, cracks a fake half smile, and then the camera pans for a millisecond. You see the shame, pain, and trauma in Meek's face and eyes. It's really not a laughing matter. We don't know the whole Sidhu situation. Blackmail ain't no joke, y'all. Another person said, also, I never been a fan of Nicki's music. Much a few of her songs I like, but I'm just picky. But I had a feeling I like her, but never knew why. It's personality and soul. She speaks on what's wrong and don't care who hears. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think about Nicki escaping Diddy's freak-off parties? And do y'all think Diddy and Meek were behind her not releasing her tell-all documentary? Y'all been knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.